Hey, glad to be back. And yet another day of vlogging. Today, I thought I'd talk about communication, or more accurately, how I cannot communicate. Not so much that I'm not okay in front of a camera or that I can't speak my mind, but that I don't either know whether to speak too much or speak too little, and there's no in between. And so it's tough for me because I want to share all that I know, but sometimes that's not always the right thing to do. And sometimes I want to share as little as possible, and sometimes people need a little bit more than that. For me, it's rooted in a few different things. One, I take in a lot of information. I mean, it's fun for me to learn. I love learning, and it's something that I love to keep doing and keep trying. I mean, even this in itself is a learning experience for me because I'm not that good at cutting and editing video or editing audio, and so this is something for me to try and do better and try and be better in because I want to. But sometimes I'm not so good at taking in information in things that I'm not so good in. I think that's number two, is that if I'm interested in something, I'm probably not going to be as active in learning about it. Is it because I didn't find it myself or that I wasn't able to have it presented to me in a way that I didn't feel pressured? Sure, but that shouldn't matter because sometimes you need to learn stuff and it's hard stuff, and sometimes it's life stuff, and you don't get a choice of whether you get to learn it or not. And so that's something I work through every day because in my miscommunications, bad things happen. And I think the third thing that hurts me when I try and communicate is that I don't know how to express myself correctly because sometimes I'm not the most well versed in what I'm talking about. I BS a lot of the time. And it's because that's my safety net. That's something that I know I can do, and usually I'll shield myself. But that's a problem because sometimes I can't talk out my ass about something that is important or something that has merit to it. Because sometimes I'm not the best person to talk about something, or I need to be equipped with the right words to talk about those things. So you won't hear me talk about queer culture in the way that I'm not going to talk about the intricacies of it in that I don't understand it fully, and that there are people better equipped to talk about it and to give their views on it. It's about being respectful of culture, and in that same way, I'm not going to talk about race issues in the way that I know everything about a particular issue. I don't, and I'm probably one of the worst people to have a stance on stuff because I'm in a position of power, and that's problematic. Because being in a position of power, yes, I have the ability to communicate to a greater degree, but sometimes I'm not the person to communicate that stuff. In many cases, I should just be the one that's using the opportunity and the voice that I do have to amplify people that have a more necessary message than I do. And especially for me and people like me, that's tough. But we can pony up, and I think we can do that. So if you ever hear me mess up, flub, or say something that is troublesome, let me know because if you don't tell me, I'm not going to learn. And that's one thing that I want to keep doing is learn. And that's with any sort of thing. Communication's a weird thing because sometimes you need it and sometimes you really just don't need to use it. And it's about learning to weigh all of that and how to weigh how you communicate. That's all I got today. Again, I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!